doctors themselves.
Oh my
Okay,
goodness.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So this is 11th of October and we are doing this class. This is a discussion class and we were discussing about this small child who is couple of weeks old and was spitting up milk, and one of the specialists in one of the countries, he prescribed the baby famotidine, which is a proton pump inhibitor. um, and we were discussing that as a homeopath, how can we help? So one of our participants suggested chamomilla, to which I answered that chamomilla is extremely useful remedy in homeopathy. The alphabets A, B, and C. This is a C and a C for chamomilla, but it is mostly used. It has innumerable uses, but mostly it's used for teething children and the children who are very, very, mostly very, very anger, because when the babies are teething, their gums get hardened because their teeth, you can see the bone has to come out of this lining, the mucosal. So this is really the pressure, the feeling. These are really can make a child very uneasy. So this baby who is 3 weeks old, of course, is not teething, and the baby, as told to me, is a quiet baby. So I would say I would keep chamomilla at the back of my mind, but I will not give chamomilla. But what do you think, sisters? Always remember A of homeopathy, and the remedies which start with A, which are extremely, extremely useful. Okay, come here, baby. Come. So
Conite.
A is for aconite, right? Aconite. We don't know yet. I was told about this baby from a very, very far away. So I said, okay, see for if there is no complication, start with aconite. And I would over here give aconite LM, but they do not have LMs in that area. So I said, okay, start with aconite 30 and see how the baby responds and let me know. Uh, so I would start with aconite. Okay, sisters, if there is no seriousness, this lady does not let me do anything. Okay, so A is for aconite. So we'll start with aconite in this case. And then we'll see how it would go. There is another remedy which is very useful and which is very useful for spitting up milk. I'll show you. The name of the remedy is Aethusa, Ethusa. Okay, let me go over there and share with you. Okay.
What is the name again?
Aethusa, Ethusa. Let me bring that folder up where I have the book. And let's go. I'm not sure if the book has this remedy. I'm not sure. Uh, Let me see if that, because this book, remember I told you this book does not have all the remedies. Uh, A-E. Yes, it has it. Let me open this for you. Okay. So there is this other remedy. Mm, okay. Mm, okay. Okay, here. Okay, there. So now you can see the book, right? Okay. So yeah, I'm sharing. So you see this book, this the name of this remedy is called AETHUSA, Ethusa Sanapium. Everybody's with me? You and Hamada, Sister Sadia.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So
Yeah.
the name, this is again coming from a plant. It's called burning dog's parsley, and it is indicated in the burning state. Okay. So this is Ithusa. Ithusa is very useful remedy. It is mainly used for the people who have strong love for the animals. Okay, but it is also very, very useful for the newborns after acute illnesses. The picture that I remembered especially was intolerance of milk in the babies, was this picture when I was making intolerance of milk to the babies. So this picture I remembered. So I told my sister, I said, you know what? Take aconite, give the baby aconite, and also buy ithusa. Okay, but do not give it yet. We have to see, because sometimes vomiting or spitting of the milk is the first representation of anything wrong with the child. It does not mean necessarily that the baby is intolerant to the milk, or it does not mean anything unless we see sometime, because of the cold, because of uneasiness, the baby will start spitting the milk. Okay, so I gave her aconite first, but I also told her that you have to buy this ithusa. And this picture was in my mind when, because she called me yesterday, I did not have any of my notes in front of me. And this was the first one that I was I was inclined to. So do you have any question?
My daughter used to spit a lot of milk, but I never gave her anything like any homeopathy or anything, and it took its time, and maybe it takes years. I mean, in 3 or 4 years, she will be okay. She was okay. I was thinking maybe, the pylorus end of his stomach. I think that was tight for her.
Yeah, no, some things there
Olive.
must have been something.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that is what I said. Let's start with doing that, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so today we said we're going to discuss about the headaches, right? Uh,
Yes,
so let
yes.
me show you what I have for headache, but I also want to share with you. Okay. Oh, no. Okay, like the last time I said, there are two types of headaches. The primary headache, and can you guys see this, what I am sharing with you? Head of pain
Yes.
before it starts. Okay. So this is the article from uh, Homeopathy Today. Okay. So there are two different types of headache. One is called primary headache. Sister Hamada, are you listening? Are you able to understand?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So there are two different types of headache, primary headaches and secondary headaches. So what are primary headaches? Primary means basically they are originating from the head, around the head, in the head. Okay. So they are originating from the muscles around the head, from the nerves, and from the blood vessels in your head area. And secondary headaches, what are the headaches? They are the headaches due to underlying medical conditions. For example, it can be due to sinusitis, means there are sinuses in the brain, not sorry, I'm very, very sorry, in the head, to make the bones lighter. Otherwise, if it is solid bone and we have to carry it on your our shoulders, no, Allah says no. He put sinuses in our bones. There are the frontal bone, sphenoidal bone, the maxillary. These bones, they are hollow because otherwise they would have been too heavy for us. But these sinuses, they can get infected, and or there are some allergies in which the sign lining becomes inflamed, and so because of that, we can have headaches. Headaches may be due to hypertension. Headaches can be due to stomach upsets. It can be due to these teeth, problems in the teeth. If you have malalignment of the teeth, or if you are teeth are erupting, like in children, or when they are falling off, they can get infected, and we can get headaches. They can be because of the injuries, illnesses due to fevers, influenzas, and due to addiction, alcohol induced hangovers, due to injuries in the spines, bacterial infections, brain problems, brain infections, brain tumors, meningitis, encephalitis. So these are called secondary headaches, okay, and these one are called primary headaches. This is for the sake of understanding the different types of headaches. First and foremost, sisters, we are audience, we are discussing different options for medicines in in among the people, and how we can respond to them with the homeopathic remedies. This is for educational purposes only. Please do not try to treat yourself if you have an illness, and if you please talk to some medical personnel, so that you are not trying to harm yourself. Okay, so use this information wisely, and do not hurt yourself and the people who are giving you this information also, for with a good intent. So saying that, we are we clear with these primary headaches and the secondary headaches?
There's one confusion. In primary
Yes.
headaches, it says alcohol abuse. Even in
No, no,
secondary, they are saying
secondary.
no. In even in primary, the last
No, they're
and
triggered
alcohol
by,
abuse.
triggered. They're
So
triggered
triggered.
by. Yeah, triggered means
Okay.
if you have diet, you if your diet is not proper, or if you have a poor sleep, your muscle will get tired, right? Your eyes will get tired, right?
Mm,
And the eyes, and you know how many muscles we have around the eyes.
mm,
So these muscles and the muscles of the
mm.
head,
Triggered.
Sadia, when we were doing head and neck, and one of our friends, she used to have a skull. Her
Mm,
father was a doctor,
mm,
and he had a whole body. He had a big box full of bones, the human bones. And I used to think she is a very, very lucky girl because she had all the bones. And when we were doing anatomy, we had to, check them out at the college. You remember, Sadia? So, but she
yes, I do.
had those bones in her room. We used to live in the hostel. And especially
Mm,
she had the skull. And skull is
mm,
so complicated. Skull,
mm,
the anatomy of skull, the foramina, the base of the skull. Oh my God, base of the skull is
mm,
so complicated, especially the middle part. So
mm,
over there, if you read the anatomy of the skull and the bones of the skull and the muscles of the skull, you have to have this bone in your hands, And then we used to have a wire which we would put in one foramen, and we say, see, this is the pterygopalatine fossa, this is the infratemporal fossa, foramen ovale. And the muscles we cannot see, because muscles, of course, we cannot see. But in order to feel the complexity of the skull and head and neck anatomy, I would say I would not have had been able to appreciate the complexity if I had not worked with the original human skull of the dead person that we were using. So the muscles are very, very, there's so many muscles around the eyes, right? The medial and the lateral and the superior oblique and the inferior oblique and the medial rectus lateral. If there's so many muscles, there's so many nerves going. Okay, I will not go into the anatomy to bore other people,
Oh, I get
but
it.
the
Uh,
muscles of, yeah, so the lifestyle, the dietary activities, the sleep, and if somebody is taking any of the intoxicants, especially the alcohol, because alcohol use is very, very common, and this magazine is being published in USA, and it is like easily available. So that's why they're saying that these primary headaches, they are triggered by these lifestyles. They're not caused because if somebody is taking alcohol every day and they are drinking a lot at nights and they are having hangovers regularly, but if that person already has headache, then it would be precipitated and it would be aggravated and triggered, you know. So what are the primary headaches? So the tension type headaches and the migraines, they are called the primary headaches because these are originating in the head itself. And they are not because of the infections. Like we were talking about, everything in the homeopathy is said to be inflammation. Inflammation is different from infection. Infection is the response of the human body due to the intruders like bacteria, viruses, parasites, or other things. That is infection would the body response. Inflammation can happen due to any of the other conditions. So let's see some of the headaches which are tension. So one of them is the primary headaches. We cannot do much about the secondary headaches, because the secondary headaches, you have to take the whole history, you have to look at the whole picture, and a certified and an experienced homeopath can is we have to approach to a experienced homeopath to get relief for those types of headaches. So please do not do that. And even if these types of headaches, try the remedies. But if it doesn't work, please consult your health practitioner. So the tension type of headaches, they are very common. Okay, they are triggered by stress, anxiety, fatigue, by the change in the weathers, like extremely if you go out and it's extremely, extremely cold, like in USA we get where I live, it's we do get under negative temperatures, and sun is also quite bright in June, July and August especially. And eye strains, if we do not have proper vision, if we have vision which and our eyeglasses, we do not have the proper reading glasses or the eyeglasses, we can strain the muscles because they'll have to focus. And the focus, it can be because of the myopia, hypermetropia, astigmatism, and different conditions in the eye. So they can strain, and poor posture while sleeping or sitting, the neck, how the neck, it can also cause and lead to the headaches. These are called tension type of headaches. These are the primary headaches which can happen due to the muscular and the reasons the muscles are fatigued, and they are not, I mean, if the you can have your hands tired, can get tired, but this skull is keeping our brain safe. So guess if the muscles around the head get tired. it is really harder than the hands get tired. So this is about this person which whose name is changed, that who had other chronic conditions like rheumatoid, pleurisy, psoriasis, but she also was having tension headaches. Now, pleurisy and rheumatoid arthritis, I mean, hypertension, the high blood pressure. Remember, we were talking about these secondary headaches, and they did not say the secondary headaches are happening due to rheumatoid. You know, if there's a skin problem, psoriasis, or there are the bone problems, then they are not causing the headaches as such, right? But if the blood pressure is high, or if there are sinuses, so just pay attention to what we are doing in this case. So this person had rheumatoid and some lung issues and psoriasis, chronic conditions, but she also was talking about too much tension in my neck and shoulders when she was sitting, especially in front of the computer. So she was complaining about these headaches, tension type of headaches. Now, when we are talking about these kind of headaches, we have to ask about their some of the symptoms which will give us a clue to the commonly used remedies or medicines. And sisters, we please start with A's and B's and C's. And always remember the two A's and the two B's and C's. And the two A's are, what are the two A's? The two sisters which start with an A in homeopathy.
Aconite and arnica.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much, Sister Sadia. Aconite and arnica. Please keep them with you. And what are the two brothers B's?
Belladonna and bryonia.
Belladonna and Brahenia. And then we talked about this one C which Sister Hamada came up. What is the C that we talked about, Sister Hamada? If your net is still
Somewhere,
working. Are you there?
somewhere,
What is the C that you talked about a minute ago?
somewhere.
Chamomilla. Chamomilla. And who do we have? Sister, I think Umama. Can you give me another remedy which starts with a C?
China.
China. Oh my God, that's a good one. China, we don't use it very often, but it's a very useful remedy. Any other with a C?
Carbo veg.
Carbo veg
Candle.
is, what did we say last time? Carbo veg. And I gave you the story of my mom. It's called the corpse reviver. It can bring, when the person falls down, the hand and feet get cold, sweat, and they want to fan. You're fanning them, give air so that they can breathe. I mean, give carbo veg. So, before we get lost in this discussion, let's move forward. So, this person had this chronic condition plus tension type of headaches, because she said that she sits in front of the computer and she gets the neck and the head stiff. Okay. And she said, when my neck cracks, when I move, cracks means there, we have these spinal joints. So she would say, some people there, I don't, but when they move their neck, there are the crackling sounds that we can hear because of the osteoarthritic. Because remember, she had rheumatoid arthritis, right? So she was concerned. She's just 26 years old, and she was asking, and she was must have been taking medication, and she said that she has above normal C-reactive protein because of the inflammation of her joints, and she also has this chronic condition, psoriasis. So her body is not well, but more so, she's also having headaches. She also has sharp pains inside her lungs because remember she had this pleurisy. So she is not physically very, very well. This is about her physical complaints. Plus, she said that we have to ask about the mental emotional state. Okay, this is important. She said that she had a rough patch with her mom when she was in high school, and then the things were not well. But when so she is irritable person. She is sensitive and she gets irritated because when the things don't go right or as expected. Let's put it this way. Sister, there is one remedy which we talked about, brainia, and this brainia, when somebody told me, or I think professor told me about brainia, when you'll go and talk to a person, a typical, I'm talking about brainia who is typical brainia. How are you? They will be looking towards the wall. They will not answer you. They will not, they are irritable inside, and mostly they will not like to move, and more so they will say, take me home, I don't want to be here, I don't want to be outside my home, take me home. Okay, so brainia do not want to move, and they are quite irritable. If they're quiet doesn't mean that they are peaceful and calm. If you try to ask them something, they will show how irritable they are. Okay, so there were three physical complaints: feeling worse with movements and better by being still; neck and joint pains, they were worse when moving. Everything was worse with movement. Plus, she was better. She was very irritable. Brainia is very, very well known remedy who is worse with activity and better by being still. So guess what? This person was given brainia. Okay, this person was given brainia, and the person responded very well. Secondly, the Brahmia people are very miserly people, they call them, and they're very concerned about spending the money and their financial status. They are very afraid of being poor. They're irritable, they're very afraid of being poor, and they are very much aggravated by movement. And they always want to go home, take me home, take me home, and they want to stay. They don't want to move. Okay, these are they being preferred being alone, expressed by distaste from those who interrupt her quiet time. Okay, so this all is about Brainia. The loners, the people who don't want to go much to places and want to be by themselves, Brainia. So this condition, this person was prescribed Brainia 200, and when she okay when remember last time when we were talking about when we give homeopathic remedies, sisters, please first of all avoid strong something strong, especially, I don't know, there are many schools of thoughts, and in homeopathy I follow my professor Vithokus. uh, we if please avoid coffee, coffee, strong coffee, coffee. My Professor Vitoka says no coffee. Please do not take coffee. And if you drink coffee, please tell your homeopath so that you have to repeat these C, 200C or any other the C remedies so that we can repeat that. And she was better, and she uh, got better, and then again the pain started coming in, so Brania 200 was repeated. And then she had occasional flare ups for which she was given LM, Brania LM, every day. And she continued to do well. Okay, since I have a lot of friends who drink coffee pretty regularly for a long, long time, and it's very hard for them to leave coffee, which really is a very helping factor for them. So I give them LMs. I give them LM potencies because sometimes I tell them, please do not drink coffee, but it's very hard for them. So I give them LMs regularly on a regular basis. So anyone has any questions so far before we discuss the second about the migraines? Who else is there? Sister Salwa. Welcome, Sister Salwa. So we discussed about this Brainia. So next, if we don't have any question, let's go to the next one. So remember the first headache we talked about was tension type of headaches, which is mainly the headaches due to the muscle strain. You know, the muscles around the neck, around the head, around the eyes, they can get tired because we do not have proper vision and we are not wearing proper glasses, or we are not sleeping in a proper posture, so on and so forth. So we can, our muscles can get tired who are carrying our head, the skull and the brain is inside. So it's very, very important part of the function that these muscles are taking care of. And we discussed that this person who, first of all, the pains in her body were worse with movements and better with rest. Very important symptom. Secondly, this person was quite irritable and wanted to be quieter. She didn't want to communicate much. Thirdly, this person was also pretty serious about her finances, sorry, not financial, about her financial status and finances, and very afraid of losing her job and being poor. So, based on these three main factors, Prinia was prescribed. First of all, in 200C, she responded well, but again, she had flare ups, was given 200 again, but then continued on LM potencies. So let's go to the second headache, and this is again primary headache. We are talking about the primary headaches, not the secondary headaches. This is the second type of headache that we are talking about are migraines, monthly migraines. And monthly migraines are again the primary headaches. And okay, believe me, I have to share with you this. I will send you the shorts. They were really very, very interesting about cough and also about this headache. This is by a very, very renowned, very, very means he is a renowned homeopath. I think he is working in India, but he is a homeopath from 4 generations. And I really liked some of the shots in which he is coughing and he is giving the remedies based upon how a person would cough and how it looked like. And there was this one shots in which he coughed when it showed wheezing. And I ordered this remedy for one of my very good friends who is having wheezing and is coughing. Because I did not have this remedy, and even any store in United States didn't have this remedy. So I ordered this remedy from India. I'll talk to you, but I'm just giving you a trailer so that you get intrigued about coughs. Maybe next time we'll talk about coughs. But why? I'm not getting carried away. Why did I talk about coughs and him? Because he said classic, this classic symptom for which there is one remedy: tiny nails driven into the scalp. Okay, they're small. Sometimes these people, they say there are small hammers. Boom, they're hammering in my head. Okay, these small specific uh, sentences said by the patients are very important, my dear sisters. Very important. You need to note them down. Why? Because when there is a proving done of different remedies, these symptoms are produced in the healthy people who take these remedies and are noted down by the homeopaths, and they are put into the materia medica. So we need to take advantage. We need to use these symptoms. Like Sister Sadia, in homeopathy, there are no pharmacokinetics and pharmacodynamics of the medicines that are used in conventional or allopathic medicine or hospitals. In homeopathy, these symptoms are the pictures of homeopathy. And like I showed you, the a baby spitting milk, these pictures in our mind will give us clue what remedy to use. So this person, the person's name is Amy, and in these magazines they change the name, so this is not the real person, was having monthly migraines. And few days before, mostly that happens in many of the people who have migraines because the hormonal changes, the pain is worse, and she felt like tiny nails driven into the scalp. And now this person is 35, okay? But the migraines, they started when she was 13. So 20, 13, 23, 33. So they're 22, for the last 22 years, she's having migraines. Very, for more than 2 decades, at 35 years old. And she also gets nausea, and then she vomits, and she feels better after vomiting. More so, they also see these squiggly lines in front of their eyes. These people with the migraines, they don't like light. I have two people whom I treated with migraines, uh, two or more than two, whoever, at least two came to my mind now. These people with migraines, they do not like, if they get stressed because they have to go to a new place, or there are new visitors coming and they have to deal with them, or if there are bright lights, especially outside when there are some festivals, or there in the European countries around the Christmas, how the lights are so bright when you go, especially in different areas. So bright lights, strong noises, strong odors, sunlight, loss of sleep if they do not sleep well. They are the trigger factors which make these migraines worse. Guess, think about it, every month. Oh my God. During the monthly cycles, during the emotions. So they are kind of the slaves of their headaches, migraines. Okay. And then history. The mom, she had migraines, and Amy has migraines also. More so when we are talking to these patients about any condition, any situation, we have to give, we will say, oh, do you feel like hammers? No, don't ask these kind of questions to the patients. Ask once they have given all story, in order to clear it, we can ask Professor Vitokas would never ask any leading questions. Ask open-ended. What else? How do you feel? Anything else? Anything? Is there any change in your work? What happens before any during the month? So ask the mental emotional level. Ask them about how they feel towards their family. Do they feel irritable, or what kind of uh, sensation, emotions do they have? So this person felt mm, that she's very much attached to her husband. She's trying to get pregnant but was not getting pregnant. So it's 11 years. So it was a primary infertility plus this primary headache. And how she's also very, very thirsty. Thirsty. She feels thirst a lot. Plus, she loves salty food, salty and also sweets, because many people, they love sweets, but salt, they love a lot of salt. Okay. And she's constipated. So when there is a lot of salt, they do not want to be social. They're not, I'm not a social butterfly, they don't like people. I mean, means they like to prefer to be more alone. So these common, I also used one in one patient, I used Natramure, and that patient of mine drinks coffee, etc. So she is still taking Natramure. Um, she's Alhamdulillah doing much better. She said no headaches and etc. So this person, Amy, was given Natramure 200C and responded well because and she was much better. In 1 month, they were she got better with the headaches, and headaches did not return. And then this homeopath also treated her for primary infertility. CPR was given, and guess, I was so amazed. Amy and her husband are proud parents of 6 children. So this couple got 6 children. Alhamdulillah, happy for them. Okay, hands full and house full. So Natrum muriaticum was the remedy based on all these symptomatology. Anyone has any question? So this was the second. The third is about the sinus headache. Remember, we said the primary headaches, the muscles, and then all the migraines. Sinus headaches are also very, very annoying, and they can happen due to allergies around, and the allergies. Okay, yes, Sister Sadia,
Uh,
go ahead.
you said migraines which are monthly. What about weekly migraines and migraines without any timeline?
No, okay, this one is talking about monthly because monthly hormonal fluctuations. Migraines
Mhm.
can be of many. We didn't talk about migraines in detail. We can talk about them later at some point, and different remedies and why the migraines happen and how do they flare up. Migraines, we didn't talk about migraines as such. We were talking about the condition migraine in this specific situation, which were getting flared up every month. And I would also say, Sister Sadia, in this case, because this lady is married for 11 years and especially she is not pregnant, and she was trying to get pregnant, and before the menses, the cycle, she would get stressed, right? When I have the cycle, will I have, am I pregnant? And if she will get the cycle. So this is also a stress for her to go to cause. I'm talking about this specific person. Why I do talk about that rather than the medicines itself? Because I'm talking to people, to get them engaged in a conversation which is connected to the real world. I just don't want to, okay, let me open Netramure, read this. I don't want to do that. You understand? That's why I'm saying in this specific situation with this specific person, uh, this person loved salt, loved sweets, was thirsty, and these symptoms are there in Netramureticum. But I want to connect it to a story like and a picture like situation. Make
Okay,
sense?
because in allopathy even they don't say that there is any specific cause for migraine, but here you said it's primary headache and it is due to all those changes in lifestyle and any problem with muscle, um, blood vessels and
Yeah.
nerves around the head. So I was thinking maybe I'm going to get the cause for migraine, but
No.
uh,
There
one.
is no exact cause. They can be, it can, again, the migraines, and like again, in homeopathy, we do not treat diseases. We treat patients which are showing a complex symptomatology, and then we have to remove the layers. This is the Netramureticum layer was the first one. She was quiet. She wanted to be by herself. She was attached to her husband. She loved salt. Then she was having headaches, especially before the menses would start. And she was also constipated. and she was drinking a lot of water. And this person, so the first layer was natriureticum. So if you go to an allopath, they will start, oh, okay, so you know you're married for the 11 years and you don't have children, do such and such test for yourself, such and such test for your husband, and they will go for the fertility treatment, right? Homeopaths, we don't do that. So the first layer was the layer of this headache. The natrium took care of it. Then she went and she talked about her situation. And the second layer was sepia. She was given sepia. And now they have 6 children. Do you see the picture? Allopathy treats you for whatever you go there for. If you go there to a medical specialist for migraines, they will treat with the migraines. For the fertility treatment, they say, no, go to the OBGYN. The OBGYN will not say, okay, for the headache, take Brufen, etc. But they will start. So there is a different way. Did you see? Okay. So let's go and do this sinus headache for this lady. And or we did enough for the day. This because this is another remedy that is Chromium metallicum. It's very, very useful remedy. And I was reading about this book. When I was reading, I have read this. I was reading about this book, which is called Homeopathy and the Elements. And this book is written by Dr. Jan Scholten. And he talks about this book and he talks about this Chromium metallicum. And guess what? I found this book online. I have not prescribed, subscribed to script, and I've downloaded this book, but I don't know if I'll be able to send this book to you guys. I have to see how heavy that book is. So chromium metallicum was advised for this person based on her rigidity in personality, the structure, not rigid in a bad way, in a very uh, a structured person. But I don't want to go in details because that will take 20 more minutes. I just want to go over these remedies which are very, very useful for headaches. But please, you have to be very mindful. Do not use them regularly. Like over here, this says a 30C potency because 30C over the counter. And they said, okay, give them max for 3 days. And if not, you have to talk to a homeopath, depending on if you want to, or go to and get yourself diagnosed. Belladonna and Brainia, these two brothers are extremely, extremely useful for headaches. And sisters, if we are traveling and there is a jet lag and with headache and body ache along with headache, what would be the remedy? Jet lag. Jet lag remedy. What is the jet lag remedy?
I think aconite.
Jet
Arnica.
lag. Arnica.
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 Jet
Yeah.
lag arnica. Jet lag arnica. Arnica. Yes, jet lag and arnica. Please, please, jet lag and arnica. It's not over here, but jet lag and arnica. Belladonna is for throbbing. Something is throbbing, pulsating, pulsating pain. Okay, belladonna. Sudden headaches, very, very, very severe headaches, intense headaches. Belladonna is very, very intense, very, very severe, mostly on the right side can be, and you know, they will not try to move their head. If you move a little bit, they have a jarring. I remember how if you are laying down on a bed or on a sofa and somebody comes sit on that, you don't want anybody to even move that a little bit. It come jarring effect means, you know how you are holding and it will move. It will, in Brainia, you do not want to move. But in Belladonna, if somebody come and sit by even on the sofa or on the bed and there's little bit of movement, it will cause this headache uh, to go worse. Very, very important. I have felt it. And the bright sun, bright lights, they will keep the lights closed. So throbbing sensation is very important for belladonna. For brainia, words with movements, they will not move, they will lay down and with the lights again closed, and they will find pressure making feel better. Okay. In belladonna, they do not like pressure. So these small, they're not small, but they're important differentiating points. In Brainia, if you will make pressurize them, they will feel better. Okay, this is important. Yes, Sister Hamda. Yes.
Sorry, but belladonna, is it same as belladonna throat, or this is a different remedy?
No, belladonna for the throat. Belladonna is mostly used for the throat inflammations. And yes, this is the same medicine, belladonna.
Okay.
It is not throat, belladonna throat. It is used for commonly for the throat inflammations. The same, this is the same belladonna. Yes, sister. It is the same belladonna. And Brainia, the important thing which I was trying to tell you was that in belladonna, you know you cannot choke the neck, right? Because if there is a pain in the neck, neck means in the throat. The same way, if there is headache, they don't like to feel the pressure on this. No. Brainia would say, no, I like the pressure. I like this. I like, but they will not like to move. Okay, in Brainia. These small differences. But belladonna, they will say, do not come close or even sit. They would have the jarring effect. Jarring. This word jarring effect is a jarring move, words from jarring movements. Even it's just like something is moving. No, 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 no. They don't want it. Important thing. So let's move to the third one, Kali bichromicum. I have used all these remedies, not for the same reason, different. I used to have very severe pain due to sinus infections. Chronic sinusitis. I had very bad sinusitis more than 10 years ago. And believe me, I know what kind of pain it was. And it was Kali bichromicum helped me a lot. This mucus in this case is so thick that if you just have one, say for example, if this is one end of the mucus over here, if you stretch it, it will go boom, it will be so sticky. So guess how can that mucus come out of your sinuses? And it is blocking the holes in the sinuses and opening, you get pain. Oof, I had this pain, very bad pain. Yellows, okay. Natrum muriaticum, we already talked about. Important thing to remember, like hammering sensation. They will, many, if not classic people, they will tell you, oh, we have small hammers, hammering, like somebody is um, hitting my head with small hammers. Small hammers, the small hammers. Natriureticum we already talked about. Again, this, the I will say about this one, silica is also very useful, but nux vomica, if you have stomach issues, whenever, at one point in time, I'll discuss about this easy homeopathy, the book Easy Homeopathy. Nux vomica is very, very important remedy in that book called Easy Homeopathy. And it is the book Gastroenterologist of Homeopathy, Nux vomica. Whenever somebody has any problem with, we have specific remedies, but I'm just giving you a general a remedy for, if you say, if you don't know much and you say, if somebody say, I have gut issues, I have constipation, I have diarrhea, I have uh, pain, or I have gurgling, if you don't know details, give Nux vomica. Okay, of course, go to the specialist, do what you need to do, but homeopathically give Nux vomica, especially the people who have high stress jobs or who take stress a lot. Nux vomica is extremely useful, especially people who have high stressful jobs and then they drink alcohol or they smoke. I have a patient, she is smokes for 40 years, I would say, 40, 50 years. She started smoking when she was very, 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 very young, a teenager. And she still smokes. She's late 50s. I saw her, she was skin and bones. 2, 3 years ago, and she is a single mother. Her husband has passed. Long story. Lot of stress. She takes stress. I said, okay, I don't know what to do, and I gave her Nux vomica LM. I saw her after 2 years. Uh, she looks plumpish. Her face was filled out, and she said that medicine. Whenever I feel stress, I take it. She said I go to sleep. Otherwise, I cannot go to sleep. She smokes. She still smokes, but she says, I feel better. So what I'm trying to say, and she had constipation, lot of, to cut the story short, and why I told you the story is Nux vomica is extremely useful for people with high stress jobs or to take lot of stress, and they have gut issues, or they are taking some they're smoking, anything, give them Nux vomica for a long period of time. I gave her LMs. It helped her a lot. Alhamdulillah. The last remedy is silica. What is silica? Silica is again a tissue salt, plus it is used in homeopathic medicine as a homeopathic remedy. It is also very useful for headaches, which starts from the back and come in front. But these people, they feel very cold, very cold, and they want to keep their head warm by wrapping it with a warm covering. This is what is said. So these are the most important remedies for headache. uh, we can talk a lot, but that would be too much. So if you have any question, I will share with you the tissue salts. I wanted to talk about the tissue salts today, but we already have talked a lot, so it would be too much. But if you have any question, I will send you the tissue salts, some of the screenshots. If you like to, we can talk about the tissue salts next week, or if you want to, I really have to copy the URLs of these coughs, these different types of coughs, the small shots. Uh, so I want to share it with you. Maybe I'll put that in the homeopathy class, or and we can discuss later, or as you guys want. So anyone has any questions so far? I think we did a lot. It's enough.
Sister
Anyone has any
Nishaba,
question?
I don't have question, but I have comments about arnica. I think Allah bring this arnica to let us pay attention to homeopathy. Because of arnica and medical arnicas, I tried in a lot of things. So that's the thing that make me pay attention. Remember the first visit for me for Dr. Dutton? I think it's
Yes.
arnica. I think it's arnica, remember? Yeah.
Yeah, you felt, oh my God, you felt
Yeah.
from one to, I remember
Right.
how you felt better about that.
Right.
I remember
Right.
the
Right.
remedy because it was, he didn't share it with me.
Yeah.
So I remember, yes, it
Yeah.
is,
Yeah. Yeah.
yes,
So, and I feel it's just like medical. There is no medicine between day and night. You became good 100%. So that's what happened day and night. I took it
yeah.
today. Then next day, I you remember what I told you. Is this miracle?
Yes, I remember. I remember that. It was
Yeah.
really very encouraging. I agree.
Yes.
That was
Yes.
very encouraging.
Yes.
Yes.
Thanks Allah for Arnica.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Yes. I thank Allah for the this help. And it
Yes.
is without side effects and pain, and thank God. I can.
Mm,
That
yes.
is why I'm doing this homeopathy discussion classes, to show my gratitude. We thank Allah by doing the zikr. This is very important part of our life. We have to be thankful
Yes.
to whoever help, and especially the greatest and almightiest God, that who is helping his humanities, humans and other creatures. He has structures and creatures he has created and sent to the universe and the world and the galaxies, etc. But by the actions we have to thank also. And for me, doing this class is thank thank you, or a little bit. I cannot thank enough. I cannot thank enough. So if anyone has any question, so let
Sister
me know.
Masha, can we do class on allergies, because these days we are seeing too many of allergies. Even the new